it's kind of boring sitting in a garage by yourself, hunched over a bench, putting parts in a circuit board or soldering for hours on end. I mean, you might imagine. It sounds really neat until you've done it 40 hours a week or more hours a week ad nauseum. But the connection I've made through my approach to social media has definitely kept me sane and focused. My name is Zach Broyles, and I make Mythos pedals. So I got my start like most people, started modding pedals, and then eventually got into building them for myself, and that snowballed into making some for friends and eventually turned into a business. Before I got into building and even modifying pedals, I was just a guitar player, and I loved classic guitar sounds. So that's kind of how I tuned my ear. And then eventually, by having the good fortune of working at Carter Vintage Guitars and getting to play arguably some of the best gear ever, and not just electric guitars, acoustic guitars, and mandolins and amps, I really started to understand what I expect out of a sound. And that might sound kind of silly, but there's an interaction that happens between an instrument and a player, and I never think a pedal should get in the way of that, and that's kind of how I've approached designing things. When I started to take Instagram really seriously, I wanted people to, of course, come and learn about the products, and if they see the account, they say, oh, this is like a legitimate thing. But they also get to know me, and that's where the AMA Friday thing started. AMA means ask me anything. Most of the time, I try to keep it on some sort of guitar topic, but I want to get to know the people that follow me, and I've already talked to many times through messages and stuff, and so it's really let me show who I am as more than just a guitar nerd. I'm just a nerd in general. And in regards to doing live streams, even though it divides my focus from working and like talking to people, it also keeps me going in a way, because it's kind of a lonely job out here. I think one of the hardest questions I do get asked is, why should I check out a Mythos pedal? What makes it special? How does it stand apart? And that's something every brand ever has struggled with. And in the guitar community, we're fortunate to where we can be ourselves. You have to find your story. You have to find your way of getting your message across effectively. And for me, like I said, it's just being me and putting myself out there and trying to connect with people. Otherwise, I just have a logo and a name. I look at guys like Brian Wampler, like Josh Scott. I look at Wildwood guitars and kind of see how these people tell their own story, sell their brand, create a vibe. That's how I've approached my own ideas. Of course, I'm doing it my own way. I'm putting more of me and a more one-to-one thing. So often you just kind of have to throw it all out there and see what sticks. And once it does, it'll start to click. And eventually it'll get better and better, and you can find a way that you want to present yourself and market your business or whatever it is. But it's a long game, and you have to be really patient. And I get approached through Instagram messages or emails, whatever, about how to kind of get your foot in the door, so to speak, in the guitar pedal community. And I think it holds true for all things. You have to establish a brand. It's not just a logo, it's not just a name, it's an identity. It's put yourself out there, never stop talking to people. If there's someone you admire, reach out to them. You never know what someone could say. And just be yourself. I think that's the ultimate goal for all of it. And that comes across in your product and your brand, and it's really hard, but when it clicks, I think you'll be better for it.